Recording?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody who happens to be watching? I'm Chris Gardner, in case you don't already know. I'm chopping it up with Felicia Burkley here. Say hi, Felicia.
What's up?
So, yeah, man, Felicia is I don't know if I want to call you an acupuncturist or a studying acupuncturist. I don't know what the proper terminology you prefer to go with yet.
Yo, I just graduated, so I'm officially on my way to being a licensed acupuncturist.
Okay, so this is Felicia Burkley officially on her way to being a licensed acupuncturist.
Yeah.
Acupuncturist, that's the title she's going with. So what got you in the direction of acupuncture?
So I studied to be a yoga teacher first, and then I started getting into meditation, and I just really appreciated the aspect of being able to get deeper into my own health without the use of medications and Western drugs.
Okay.
And then I started doing energy medicine and Reiki, as some people call it.
Okay, you just opened up a whole nother world. Okay.
Right. And from there, I was like, I really want to do something that kind of gives this work that I'm studying and getting deeper into a foundation. And so somehow acupuncture came up. I had never gotten acupuncture. I had never known anyone who got an acupuncture, but it just kind of came to me. So I went and visited some schools, and I chose from there, and I started studying in 2017.
What school did you choose?
Yosan University.
Yosan. Okay.
Yeah.
What about Yosan stood out to you?
Family feel. It was small. It was family lineage that was passed down through generations. It was owned by two sons, still currently owned and operated by two sons.
So it wasn't corporate.
No.
Is that kind of what you was? Is that kind of what I'm getting?
Yeah.
That what you liked about it?
Yeah, it was very family oriented.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned yoga, you mentioned Reiki, the energy medicine. So and the shit you're talking about, that's the whole reason I'm doing this. What I'm doing,
Okay.
So, at what point, or what kind of led you in that direction to begin with in general? Not so much as acupuncture, but into this world of kind of, I guess, wellness, health, spirituality, etc.
I think my personal development, I was in a place in my life that I just wasn't satisfied. I knew there needed to be a change. I knew that the road I was going down was going to lead me to just what I've seen so many times before with my own family and friends. And I just knew that I wanted to be able to take my journey and really catapult it to something that was more aligned with where I saw myself going. I'm from a small town, and a lot of people just stay there. And that's okay, because if that's their journey and if that's their desire, that's great. But I really wanted to be able to expand.
Okay.
And so I knew that it was going to take a very different route. So a lot of it wasn't conscious. It was just like I was led to yoga. And then I was led to energy medicine. I was led to essential oils, aromatherapy. And it just like,
Okay. Yeah.
personal development.
Okay, makes sense. Are there? Because I know for me, I went through like a little similar, it was somewhat of a similar journey, but it wasn't so much. It wasn't so much of being in a place in my life, a negative place in my life per se, or not wanting to go down certain roads. But it was like I just started stumbling upon shit that resonated with me.
Yeah.
That was not of the mainstream. You know what I mean? And I started stumbling upon this book. You know what I'm saying? Or I stumbled upon somebody speaking on YouTube, and you know what I'm saying. So I started stumbling upon stuff, and it just started taking me further and further.
Yeah.
In this direction. So yeah, I definitely know what you mean with that.
Have you gotten acupuncture before?
No.
What?
I was actually
Come
hoping.
through.
I was actually hoping as part of this, and whatever you charge, I'll pay. I was actually hoping as part of this, I can get some acupuncture from you.
Yeah, for sure.
For this to take that and bring two together. So
oh, yeah.
we can talk about that.
We can do it before and after.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly,
like,
exactly.
So good.
exactly. Because the funny thing is, I've been thinking about getting them for a while.
Yeah,
You know
I love having people who've never had it before because I get to walk them through it. So like one of the biggest things that I love about studying this medicine is that I get to educate. Because what doctors educate. So like what doctors are supposed to be, they're supposed to be teachers. We don't get a lot of that in our world. Like when's the last time your doctor taught you something? Now there's still gems out there that I'm like amazed by when I come across, but doctors are supposed to be teachers. So if I have someone who's never had acupuncture before and have only been like privy to the Western culture and Western medicine, there's so much that we do in Eastern medicine that is so new. Like our language, the things that we do.
A question. When you say new, you not mean new in general, you mean new to the Western way of doing things. New to us.
Yeah.
But shit is
Why
really
are
like
you checking my tongue? Like,
shit's really ancient though.
Very old.
Yeah,
very
it's actually
old.
the original. This is the new shit.
Right. Come on now. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're slowly catching on. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm starting to see people catch on. I'm starting to like, you know.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of closed-mindedness too. But there's definitely a lot more people waking up to alternative means and things. You know what I mean? And seeing that certain things are off.
Oh,
you know?
Man. I mean, it's becoming a necessity. People are finding us out of necessity.
Even people who like I've been noticing even people who aren't like on the wave, like we are, more so more so unconscious people. You know, ask certain questions and say certain things. Like, there it is. You starting to...
Right, you coming close.
You coming there. You starting to come around a little bit.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, no, it's really cool because acupuncture will work whether you believe in it or not. It's going to work. So as long as people are open to at least receiving it and continuing it will. You'll see progress. So
you saying it's not a one-time thing. It's a pro. You begin to put on a program essentially.
Yeah. That's one thing that we have to shift in our mindset when it comes to health and wellness. Western cultures take this pill, get this immediate results. It's gonna work within 30 minutes. It may not heal it, but you ain't gonna feel it anymore. So the idea of Eastern medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, is that we want to get to the roots of why you're having that headache, why you can't sleep, why you're having indigestion, why you're depressed, everything that you would go to your...
Not just mask symptoms.
No, we don't want to mask nothing. So you have to continue.
It's funny you say that because, damn, that just spawned 2 points I wanted to make. God damn it. So...
It'll come back.
I've noticed that in our world, in our society, that not even just physical health, but I feel like most issues stem from not fixing the root of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We just put surface level bandages on top of things, never actually get to the root. So I'm like, so you hear people talk about this, talk about that, or you hear people talking in the news. It's like, none of y'all really talking about shit. Like, y'all really talking about shit. You're just talking about like,
right.
Let me talk about that. That's why I just never like.
Yeah.
Like that's why I never like fully. I'm not saying they don't have their place, but that's why I fully never resonated with certain systems or certain characters or politics and politicians because they never really talking about shit. It's always the surface level stuff to kind of keep the drama going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But nobody's really talking about nothing.
Yeah.
Which is why I never really care about nothing they saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's nothing that resonates.
There's no substance. There's no
Yeah, it's no substance. It's the reason why you listen to certain people talk like, oh man, I feel that shit. You hear that? God damn.
Right. With less words too.
Yeah, man. You never listen to a goddamn senator or president. You'd be like, oh man, I feel that shit.
Right.
Oh man, I feel what that motherfucker saying. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You listen to watch like a fucking old ass Malcolm X video on YouTube or some shit like that.
Man.
That stuff applies today. You be like, god damn, that dude was sharp.
Okay.
You ain't never watched no goddamn president or no goddamn Don Lemon or something like that. Like, damn man, you hear what Don Lemon said last night? God damn,
I feel you. Yeah, we gotta bring the substance back into everything.
It's no substance, man. So people just riding and paying attention and focusing and living off of stuff with no substance.
Yeah, I agree, and that's kind of the culture of our health right now.
Yeah,
is off of all of these superficial things, superficial media, superficial foods, superficial activities that we do, and it's all playing a role into our wellness, our health, our mental, emotional, spiritual health, is that we are so indulged in superficialness at every level.
Mm-hmm.
So what I love about Chinese medicine, and one of the reasons that I found that I was led to this, is we were talking about psychology earlier, my love for psychology. Well, TCM touches on mental health, and it touches on helping us regulate our thoughts and how our thoughts affect our physical health. And it's so mapped out so beautifully in Chinese medicine that makes it make sense, and it makes it a very real thing. So we can start working on that level. Like, yeah, you might come in for shoulder, but we're also going to help your sleep. We're also going to help lift your mood.
It's holistic.
You know? It's holistic. It's true holistic medicine. Yeah. So that's what I love about it. Okay. One of the reasons.
You know, some of my experience with, and I generally take care of myself, so I don't have a lot of, I don't have a lot of injuries or issues with my body. But I noticed, man, when I was driving like a lot of Uber, mm-hmm. and my lower back, my hips would be out of whack, right? And I'll go to a chiropractor once a week or so. But I noticed when my lower back and my hips were out of whack, that it messed with my emotional well-being. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, when I say that, I don't mean it's like, oh, I'm in physical pain, mm-hmm. so my emotions are out of whack. No, because I wasn't in that much pain. It was just kind of off and kind of sore. But I noticed it felt with how good I felt emotionally, mm-hmm. because my back and my hips was off. Can you?
Yeah, it makes sense. It really does. I think that I know, according to Chinese medicine, any disruption in the flow of mm-hmm. what they call qi, which is basically energy, movements, that moves the blood. So the force behind the movement of blood in our body, they move together. So if there's a pain, there's a stagnation. And so if there's a stagnation in your body, it also can affect the movement of your emotions. Because we know, like in the new age world, emotions are energy and motion. So that's how they correlate that, and that's why when you place some needles, which cause like little micro traumas in the body, and trauma is a really heavy word because it don't hurt like that, but we are puncturing the skin.
The micro lightened it though.
Very much. Okay, right.
Yeah, trauma by itself, when we say micro trauma, he's like, okay, a little something.
Micro trauma, right?
Yeah.
So when we alert the body with the needle, we're saying move more chi, move more blood, move circulation at this place. So then that's going to actually like get rid of the dam, get rid of the blockage, and get more flow. So that's why it's affecting your whole entire body.
Okay. Because I noticed that when I stopped driving Uber, my lower back and my hips healed completely. Like I felt so much better. Like I felt like I felt like myself again, beyond the physical. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
yeah. There you go.
You were talking about you mentioned depression.
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking about this a lot with my brother, right? So you got all these people, right? You got all these people running around here nowadays, right? Just everybody. It seems like nobody's happy. Seems like nobody's satisfied. All these people, all these folks committing suicide, right?
Yeah.
Because I was like, initially I was like, there's kids in the hallway. So initially I was like, you know, I was like, what if we just seeing this more? Because we be on social media, we just exposed to everything that happens.
Right.
But I'm like, social media been around for a long time, and it wasn't like people committing suicide every week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what's going on? What's going on right now? So I'm like, my question is, because something ain't right, something is incorrect, right? Is it? Are we valuing the wrong things, or have our brains been conditioned incorrectly, and we just kind of thinking wrong, causing us to be depressed, or because it can't be this many people running around with a chemical imbalance, as they say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if that is a real thing, it ain't this many goddamn people. Because too many goddamn depression shouldn't be the norm of the world. You know what I mean? So my question is, why all this depression and sadness and dissatisfaction? And does it really come down to are we causing it in ourselves and act like it's something that we can't fix?
Man, that's such a multi-layered question. But it's a great question because, like you said, it's affecting so many people and it's becoming like a endemic. It's becoming major. You know, we see it so much. Honestly, I'm going to have to go all the way back to our development as children in the society that we live in. You know, the school system that we're in is teaching us to be followers and not leaders. It's teaching us to follow the rules, to listen to the person who's in charge. It's teaching us to not go through our own process of finding who we are, but to get a job that has this title that's going to give you this status in the world. So it starts there. And then we get into undergrad and, you know, instead of like doing the art or doing the thing that really speaks to us, we're worried about making money. We're worried about paying off our loans. So then it's compounding on top of that. We have this really deep culture of over drinking, of sex, drugs, that right there, putting on top of not doing what we love to do, compounds our own depression and not feeling satisfied with our daily lives and what we're doing and how we're contributing. And then the way that we contribute, that we're told to contribute, is such a low level of living that it actually isn't speaking to what we should truly offer.
Very low level of living.
Yeah, where it has no morals, no standards, no righteousness. It's all kind of like surface level. What can my car look like? What does my title look like? So then it starts to compound and compound. Then we're told to get into these relationships and have the beautiful wedding that you overpay for, have that engagement photo shoot, you know, have that extravagant party to get married. But we weren't taught how to truly be in love and to garner true relationship and to be a wife and to be a husband, to be a masculine, to be a feminine.
Right.
There's so many things that our society doesn't teach us, but they're go ahead and do it.
Yeah, the only thing they teach you is like it's programming just to feed the system. That's all they teach you to do. You just programmed to be something. But you ain't programmed. You ain't programmed to learn yourself.
That's right.
How to love yourself. How to find out who you are. You just programmed to feed the fucking.
And just be in line.
Just feed these fucking bloodsuckers.
Okay.
And think you the shit for doing it.
That's right. That's right. And underneath, you're depressed. You are not fulfilled. You are overworked. You are sad.
Yeah, stupid
You know,
shit.
you're not eating real food.
Yeah.
We don't have time to cook for ourselves. We're not connected with our food. We're just, it's the whole system is messed up.
Yeah.
We need to rewrite it all. Okay.
Yeah. So you went real deep, but everything you said is how. Yeah.
I know. I told you. I was like, listen. I hope you prepare for this question.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
We already said we ain't read that superficial shit. You know.
It goes deep. We have a lot to rewrite, honestly, and it starts with the individual. It starts with what can you do? What can you refuse to feed into the system anymore.
Right.
And it's very radical. That look what that looks like.
It's very radical.
It's very radical.
Vilify your ass.
That's right, and that's okay.
You could be weird. You could be stupid. You could be crazy.
Yup, that's okay, because we know that the path is narrow.
You would be the problem.
That's right. But the way that I see it, if you are going with the masses, you can almost guarantee you going the wrong way.
Oh, hell yeah. In anything.
In anything.
You know, it's funny. It's funny you say that, because I got this weird thing I've developed into, right? Where, let's say I have a certain belief about something, right? Let's say I have a certain belief about something from like a certain angle, the way I see it. If too many people start agreeing with me, I back up off it. Like, something's wrong here.
Yeah,
because I don't trust the hive mind. I don't trust the masses, because I know chances are, if everybody's believing the same thing from the same angle in the same way, there's some degree of programming going on.
That's right.
So if I'm thinking that myself, then I see too many people feel, I'm like, hold on, let me get away from that. Let me reassess. Reassess or go neutral.
Hey, that's right. You gotta make sure that you not too much in. You know, you gotta be in the cut. You gotta be over here. You know, the path is narrow. It says that in the Bible.
Yeah.
That's prophecy. We need to listen to that.
Yeah.
So if we follow it, then no, you in the wrong, and you've got to be careful, because in this day and age, I'm gonna go places with this. I'm gonna go deep again. But in this day and age, you really have to be careful what you succumb to, what you agree with, what you allow in your body. You know, all those things. And if people are just watching mainstream media, just listening to their friends, being pressured, then you could really do some things that could really, really be detrimental.
Motherfuckers are tired brains, just like downloaded into them.
Yeah. Yeah. And the way technology is going nowadays, it's gonna get intense. We got to be able to think for ourselves.
Yeah. It's real. I don't want no parts of that.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna be over here on my farm, growing my beets.
Man, you know, man, what was I about to say? It's ironic. It's ironic, right? Because I realized, growing up as a kid, we all grew up a kid. You hear people, they say certain things, but they don't mean it, and they don't teach you to actually live it. Because they say, right, when you're a kid, they tell you,
do what I say, not what I do.
No, there's that. What I'm saying is, you hear, like, cause I substitute teach sometimes, right? You know, outside doing stand up and all the other acting and all the other shit I do. I remember in elementary school, they would have all these positive affirmations on the wall and everything. You see stuff like I saw something that said, what did it say? I'm paraphrasing, but it was saying, be brave enough to stand alone and do what's right, even if the masses don't follow. So you see that, but people don't actually follow. They don't actually want you to do that.
No, they don't.
They don't actually want you to do that.
No.
Because most people ain't standing alone for a reason, because it's actually hard. And
that's right.
That person is going to be like, looked at a certain way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Are you told, you get told, oh, you can follow your dreams, you can do whatever you want. They don't actually want you to do that. It's just some cool shit to say.
Right. Yeah. It's just a cute little meme.
Cute
little post there.
Yeah. So we brought up with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
But we not actually shown how to apply it, or shown that it's favorable for us to actually apply it. You know what I mean? So it's just like,
yeah, because like we said, it's not feeding the system.
Yeah, that's all it is.
So we don't put value on free thinkers in our society.
Them is the craziest.
You know, if you are against the culture, if you're counterculture, I mean, especially in these days and age, you will get canceled. You will get blacklisted. You will get credentials taken away if you had any. You know, so whatever you were standing upon, they almost try and take down. So it's almost a dangerous place to be on the outside now. But we need that now more than ever.
Oh, we need it. You got,
and especially
I think if you're on that wave, I think beyond just needing, I think it's almost like your duty to like
right. Step up. We need some courageous people out there. We need warriors out there. Man. It's time for the warriors to step up.
Yeah. Men
and females.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weenie energy. The mainstream is like weenie energy. It's like it sounds so
weenie?
it sounds so weenie. Like
Yeah.
it's a lot of weenie energy. And I don't mean when you're like, oh, I'm such a man. It's not even like
No,
I'm not even coming from that energy. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to be a weenie though.
Don't be a weenie. I'm gonna start saying that again. I haven't heard that phrase in a very long time. Yeah,
the mainstream is a lot of weenie energy, man.
Yeah, it really is.
You fuck with beat stuff?
With what?
You fuck with beat stuff? Because when you said you got to be farm your beats, you specified
beats. Why in my mind I was like beats like. I was like,
what made you specify beats over like another?
You know, I don't
I'm saying, is that
know.
I
love
random?
Beats. It was very random. Okay. But I do love beats.
My little brother fuck with beats
really
stuff.
Good.
My little brother fucks with beats stuff.
Careful though, it will come through the stool and you will be at the ER afraid.
At the ER?
Yeah, because it makes your stool red.
Oh, you'd be afraid. Oh.
You.
Well, I would put two and two together.
I mean.
But maybe
some might not.
I put two and two together because, you know, I'm like, oh, wait, I do the math. My stool ain't typically red. I ate some beets today, which are red. The stool is very okay. I'm good.
Right.
You know, you gotta do the math.
No, I do love beets. A really good friend of mine.
You really got me over here saying stool. I can't remember the last time I said stool.
It's such a medical term.
No, you good.
I had a really good friend in Africa, which we refer to as the garden. You know, the Garden of Eden.
Right.
Let's just claim it. We know is in Africa. And he was saying that the beets there were just so fresh. He was like, I've never tasted beets like this. I never tasted mangoes like this. Everything was just so fresh, just so real. And it's like, that's what our food should be tasting
I experienced that in Thailand.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Africa yet. But I experienced that in Thailand. Just like what fruits are these?
Right. I ain't never tasted an apple like this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that's a big goal of mine as well. A part of Chinese medicine is nutrition. Absolutely. It's very, very important. You know, and it's really cool the way that they see food. So they see it as temperature-wise and what it does in the body. So, for example, if a woman just had a child postpartum, we need to warm her body because she's just had so much energy pushing this child out. So we need to warm it. We need to nourish it. So there's certain foods
like
that
warm herbs.
Warm herbs, warm foods. So like lamb is really warming, really nourishing. It teaches us that we would have like certain herbs that are really good for her. We want to build the blood. We want to build up the chi, the energy. So I really want to take that to the next level to be able to offer that to people so we can start to think like our food is our medicine.
Yeah.
And
we forgot that along the way. I think people starting to wake up to it again.
Yeah.
But it got to a point people were just like, I don't know how this happened, but we got to a place where people want to put food in being